People often ask the question, is the American dream dead? I believe the moment we stop dreaming, we might as well be. Hi, I'm your host, Craig Sewing, the creator of American Dream TV, a national TV show centered around real estate, lifestyle, and culture. A real show showing you real neighborhoods from real professionals. Today, we're going to take you all across the country, showing you why we live in the greatest country on the planet. Let's get this show started right now. Welcome to the American Dream.
The American Dream.
You're watching The American Dream?
The American Dream.
Showing you the real estate, the lifestyle, the culture.
Let's get this party started right now.
Let's go do this.
It is heating up once again.
We're the Davids going up against the Goliath. Real stories in real neighborhoods with real experts.
The staple of the neighborhood. Can't wait to present it to you.
It's all about lifestyle.
In your community.
That's what this show, The American Dream, is all about. Cheers to your American Dream.
Welcome to the American Dream TV, Selling Nashville. Today we are in Franklin, Tennessee, just 30 minutes south of Nashville at one of our favorite places, Urban Market. This isn't just a restaurant, it's a destination where community and clean eating come together. We love coming here because everything is clean, local, organically grown, and of course it tastes amazing. Plus, I always run into someone I know and love.
Urban Market is more than just a place to get a bite. It's a market, it is a coffee and wine bar, it is a true farm-to-table experience that serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So let's step inside and meet the incredible people behind this, owner Ashley and the chef that inspires all these delicious dishes, Chef Bobby.
So Ashley, thank you so much for being here with us today. What has been the inspiration for this beautiful space?
I was working as an architect, way too many hours. So the inspiration really was being a mom who needed convenience, but requiring high quality with no time to do it. And so I think it was just as a consumer seeing a need for working moms especially, and parents, and then individuals who still have a busy lifestyle that need convenient, high quality foods, and so
which is
it began from there.
Well, Emmy and Chef Bobby are in the kitchen. Let's head over there to see how Chef Bobby makes his delicious dishes. So Chef Bobby, your menu is nothing short of amazing. How do you create dishes that are not only healthy and clean, but also taste so amazing?
Yes, I mean, you know, we start with the best ingredient. You know, we want to focus on the best ingredient. We focus on the culture and cuisine. And so here, when we focus on, you know, breakfast or tacos or burgers or pizza or wraps or salads, we're going to use the best ingredients when we source the absolute, when I say the absolute best, we focus on the freshest local ingredients when it comes to our salads, right? We want to make sure we have the best vibrant greens, herbs. We also have everything tracked down with our spices from around the world, and we actually can track that down from where every family that we get these different, you know, whether it's chilies or spices from. The biggest aspect of everything is to make sure that we provide the healthiest ingredient and the healthiest dish for everybody.
That's incredible, because I love coming here because I know everything's already been vetted for me.
Thank you. That's what we do. I think that the first goal that we have is to protect the people. Mm-hmm. You know, everything else is just a byproduct.
I love that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So Urban Market has such a unique combination of offerings. There's a market, there is a wine and coffee bar, there's a farm-to-table restaurant. So out of everything that you've created here, let me ask you, what are you most proud of and why?
You know, I think we probably agree that it's culture and community, the culture of our teams, our neighbors, the community that it's built of people that, you know, we mentioned earlier, maybe don't care about health, but have seen benefit just from good tasting food. You know, that it's built a community of education, of experience, and of connection that I think nobody can really plan for. So it was a really pleasant surprise to see that be a byproduct of just making really clean, high quality foods.
Yes, that's awesome. This is truly a one-of-a-kind spot where good food meets good health and a strong sense of community.
I hope you see why this is one of our favorite spots. So if you are looking to eat clean, shop local, or grab a great cup of coffee or glass of wine, Urban Market has it all. We thank you so much for watching this episode of the American Dream TV. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to Wedgwood, Houston, one of Nashville's most exciting and quickly evolving neighborhoods. Just south of downtown, this area was once the backbone of Nashville's industrial economy. In the early 1900s, factories like the May Hosiery Mill produced socks worn by astronauts, and local foundries and syrup companies kept the city running. But as industries faded in the mid-20th century, the neighborhood fell into decline. Around a decade ago, a creative revival began in the neighborhood. Artists, entrepreneurs, and small businesses transformed these historic spaces into art galleries, breweries, and music studios, breathing new life into WeHo. Today, Wedgwood Houston is booming, with global brands like Apple Music, Soho House, and Hermes calling it home, along with local favorites like Bastion, Disc and Cider, Jackalope Brewery, Humphrey Street Coffee, and much more. With all of the growth in the area, I'm excited to introduce you to one of WeHo's newest and greatest additions, Framework. Framework is Nashville's first social studio for sauna and cold plunge, dedicated to the proven benefits of hot and cold therapy. They've just recently opened their flagship location here in Wedgwood, Houston, in time to help everyone achieve their New Year's resolutions of greater health and better self-care. For the American Dream Selling Nashville, I'm your host, Larry Close. Let's head on inside and check it out. I'm here with the owner and founder of Framework, Alan Penn, inside this gorgeous studio. We're in one of the private spaces upstairs where we've got sauna behind me and cold plunge next to Alan. First of all, congratulations on opening. And it's a huge undertaking.
Construction's a journey.
Yeah, I believe it. Tell me about kind of what is Framework and how all this came to be.
So Framework is a sauna and cold plunge studio, really focused on the health benefits long-term of using sauna and cold plunge for your longevity, as well as for your day-to-day mental health and wellness and well-being, but really doing that with a social angle. So making sure that as folks come here, they get the benefit of a supportive community around them. So you're in the sauna with other people as you try to stay longer and get those benefits and chat. And the same thing, you're side-by-side plunging, either in our large group tub or in tubs by each other, to really kind of get that social angle to the practices. Regular sauna usage, meaning multiple times per week, can meaningfully impact your risk of 4 of the 7 CDC recognized chronic diseases. So that's cardiovascular disease risk, Alzheimer's and dementia, hypertension and stroke. So we're talking about, real chronic diseases, and we're talking about double-digit reductions in that risk.
Wow.
I mean, I have a doctor friend who likes to say if sauna was a pill, everybody in the world would be on it. And the good news is, most people find sauna pretty pleasurable. That's a nice way to have to go spend a little bit of time for yourself.
A little bit more relaxing than the cold plunge, probably.
Yeah, and the cold plunge is a little bit different in that sense, right? Cold plunges, you're talking about maybe a 5-minute dose in your day that's going to boost your dopamine to a level greater than caffeine or chocolate, and it's going to increase your adrenaline. So you get this combination of focus and motivation and drive without sort of the caffeine jitters. Also, everybody gets out and you feel a lot less stress and a lot more regulated, kind of bringing your body out of that fight or flight nervous system state into a more restful state. And so you're packing all those benefits in a 5-minute treatment. And I think that's one of the reasons it's really caught on in today's world.
And what is special about the space? I know we've got cold plunge, we have sauna, we have multiple private rooms, and it's a huge space. But what makes this space amazing?
We designed this, so this building opened 4 weeks ago, but there's a couple of things that were important as we built this space. One, really having a number of different ways to do sauna and cold plunge. So that means we've got 2 large saunas downstairs, one social and one silent. So if you want to read a book, meditate, you can do that version. If you want to chat with your friend or make new friends, you can do that version. So that's the first one. Connection to the outdoors. So we've got an outdoor patio. You can really think of this as an indoor and outdoor experience. There's sauna and plunges indoors and outdoors. A lot of natural light that filters in the space to really create that connection to the outdoors. Thirdly, we join hot and cold. So every session here, you're doing both hot and cold. I think the pairing of those, besides feeling really nice to change temperatures, you're also keeping your body off balance. The whole experience is about kind of being in these states that are not the 72 degrees that we all spend most of our lives in.
Framework, making Nashville healthier on one session, one day at a time.
One sweat at a time.
One sweat at a time, yeah. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of American Dream Selling Nashville. Until next time, I'm your host, Larry Close. Hope to see you soon.
Nestled in one of East Nashville's most vibrant neighborhoods, South Englewood is a dynamic blend of historic and modern homes, local eateries, shopping districts, and green spaces. And today, I'm taking a day off to give you a sneak peek of 2835 Bronte Avenue in Shelby Bottoms Greenway, a 960-acre park in East Nashville. And you're coming with me. Hi, I'm Bobby Jo Barnes, your American Dream TV host. Welcome to 2835 Bronte Avenue. This is a 1930s cottage built out of stone. We're gonna head inside and take a look at the other historic cool features. Let's go. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath home with a formal dining room as well as a full-size kitchen. As you can see, the homeowner has done a fantastic job with maintaining its historic characteristic, but then adding a little bit of modern by updating the light fixtures, the fans, and also painting with very natural, warm, nature-inspired paint colors. As we enter into this bedroom, which is one of the 3, I love the paint color that she chose. It really makes this room pop, and you can still get the bright natural light from the 2 windows. And as you can tell, Mama Kitty and Benson love this space too. So right across the hall here is the 2nd bedroom of the 3. It is beautiful. She did a great job with accenting gold and the blues, and then just adding a pop of that red color. This is a great space for office or a bedroom. It's rare to find arched doorways, so I love that arched doorway, and this dining room is perfection. Not too big, not too small. And check out this built-in nook. There's one here, there's one in the office/bedroom, and then there's one in the hallway, which is made for what used to be considered a landline phone. So now we're making our way into the kitchen, and considering this home was built in 1938, this is a great sized kitchen. Plenty of counter space, recently updated with granite counters and travertine tile. And who doesn't love a window in the kitchen over the sink? If you're not familiar with East Nashville, the lots are fairly small. So this backyard is spectacular. It's got this deck with a perfect size for the barbecue. The yard is oversized with a privacy fence, as well as 2 gardens, the outdoor fire pit, all of which is perfect for entertaining. Absolutely love this. Okay, that wraps up our tour of 2835 Bronte Avenue. Now let's go check out some more modern homes closer to Shelby Bottoms green space. Let's hit it. So we made it to Shelby Bottoms, and we are here at the Nature Center, where you can find out about native plants, the wild animals, and learn about the summer recreational programs. I'm going to take you to show you around a little bit more about the trails, as well as some of the other features here. So a little bit of history about the park. It's the third largest park in Nashville, and it was originally opened as a private amusement park designed to attract residents to the growing Nashville suburbs. In 1912, the park was dedicated to the city and opened to the public. It has over 5 miles of paved trails for walking, biking, and running. In addition to all the trails, you will also find river overlooks, an observation platform, wetlands, streams, wildlife, and bottomland hardwood forests. Well, that's all the time I have today, but thank you so much for joining me. I'm Bobby Jo Barnes, your American Dream TV host, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for joining us today on American Dream TV. I'm Farrah Captain, your American Dream TV host. Today we are celebrating the Midtown business owners of 901 Comics, 901 Toys, and 901 Games, who also happen to own the new Java Cabana, which hasn't been opened yet, but we're gonna get a sneak preview. So let's go take a look. Thank you, Shannon, for having us here today.
Not a problem.
We're really excited. So tell us about the evolution of 901 Comic Store.
I kind of had the idea pretty much my whole entire life.
Okay.
Since I was a kid, I wanted to have a comic book store. It evolved from, I had a neighbor when I was about 15 or 16. He was into baseball cards. I was into comics. And we had our windows were like next door to each other, right?
Okay.
So we would literally talk across the windows, you know, through the yard and everything. And we would talk at night about opening up our comic book and baseball
stores.
Yeah.
Favorite item in this store?
In this store?
Yes.
This is for my personal collection.
I love it.
But that's an original page art from probably 77.
Okay.
So,
Very cool. So I gotta ask, so if that's your favorite item, is one of those characters your favorite, or is there someone else?
So I did buy that because that features my favorite character of Marvel. Favorite character, Daredevil.
Okay.
That's kind of, since I was a kid, Daredevil's been kind of my guy.
Okay.
As far as Marvel stuff. But I read comics, not just superhero comics, I read all kinds of stuff.
So when you go to Comic-Con, are you dressed up as Daredevil?
No, I would never attempt that. So, but I have dressed up in the past. I don't really do it as much anymore because getting older and the beard doesn't really translate to a lot of comic book characters.
Awesome. Well, next up, we're gonna go visit the 901 Toy Store. So Harry, tell us about the toy store.
Okay, well, we started the toy store in 2022, and out of our love for toys, you know, we had opened 901 Comics a few years before, and literally we were just running out of room. And so we were like, we need to have a bigger place just for toys. And so thought the idea, 901 Comics, 901 Toys.
I love it.
And so we were able to find this spot right down the street from the comic shop. And we opened up. We were actually next door, but since we were able to purchase the buildings, we were able to move over to this bigger spot.
It's a pretty cool spot. Tell us about Java Cabana.
There's a lot of like nostalgia and passion and love for Java just within me.
Yeah.
And my business partner Harry, he's a musician.
Yeah.
And this was the first place he played a gig at.
Aww.
So I mean,
that's
you know,
amazing.
we were talking when we opened up the toy store next door.
Yeah.
We had always kind of talked about like, hey man, if that place ever comes up,
yeah,
we want to.
We should do it.
We should do it. And so came up for sale. you helped us with that, and then here it is. And I'll be honest with you, it was a lot of work, but I'm really excited about the possibilities and the growth that I think we're going to see in Java, and also keeping it Java in Cooper Young community.
Next, we are taking a tour of 680 South McLean, located in Central Gardens, a short drive from Cooper Young. This 5-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom gem offers over 4,300 square feet of living space in the main house. It also has an additional 1,200 square feet, 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. And lastly, it comes with a detached car garage, rare for this area. It has 2 primary en-suites, one on the downstairs and one on the second floor. The third floor could be easily used as a flex space, playroom, workout area, additional office, hobby room, or a 5th and 6th bedroom. This home effortlessly combines historic elegance with contemporary living.
Thank you for joining us today on American Dream TV. And I hope the next time you're visiting Memphis, you will visit one of the 901 Milk stores, whether it's 901 Comic, 901 Games, 901 Toys, or the new Java Cabana. I hope you'll join us on the next episode of American Dream TV.
They say it's bigger in the South, and they've never lied. We're here in the beautiful East Tennessee, and we're going to tour this beautiful home with 6 bedrooms, 6 baths, a beautiful outdoor fireplace, over 300 square feet of terrace space. Come with me and let me show you what East Tennessee has to offer.
Hey, welcome. Let's come in.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How
nice
are you?
to see you again.
Hey, how are you?
This is my buyer, Danny Barlow, UFC fighter, 9-0, right?
Yes. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Great.
This is the builder, Ricky Greer, Frontline Construction. He's like the god in building luxury homes out here in East Tennessee.
Okay. Yes, man. Look, we put a lot of hard work into this house, a lot of dedication and everything. So I hope you enjoy what you see. Look, I'm not gonna prolong it. I'm gonna let the house speak for itself. So y'all go ahead and take a tour. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. So let's go ahead and take a look in the family room area. Very nice. You can entertain. You can have your watch fight parties here.
Okay, that sounds good.
And then right out these doors here is your covered patio. We have a fireplace out here. It's really, really nice. This will be the kitchen area. Just imagine having all your upscale, high-tech appliances, built-ins right here. And we have our beautiful, beautiful view right here of the backyard. So tell me about, how did you get started in the UFC? I'm just so fascinated with that. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a boxer, but my mom said girls don't box.
To be honest, the UFC is a greater dream on top of the very unbelievable dream I had just to simply fight. And at first it was boxing. It was like I wanted to boxing creed and it motivated me a little bit.
Right.
But once I started training, I started off like throwing punches. Then I had an MMA coach. He seen how athletic I was, of course, from playing other sports. He said, man, let's throw kicks. So one day we started throwing kicks, then the next day we started wrestling, one day we started grappling, and then what became MMA. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
So first I started trying to mix martial arts, which is what UFC is, but UFC is like the corporation, it's like NBA. Becoming a UFC fighter was never really the dream. I started the training.
What advice would you give the young Danny, kind of roaming around the streets, hanging out with friends, compared to today? What advice?
Man, if I keep doing what you're doing, because I feel like if I couldn't change nothing. If I changed something, I wouldn't know what I know. Or I wouldn't have that character that made this sport so effective for me once I got to the highest level. So I think that dog came from, South Memphis, man, Westwood area. So I wouldn't change nothing. I just say keep your head up, stay encouraged and just stay focused.
So I heard that you're starting a clothing line. How did you come up with that vision and where is it going?
I mean, when you think about Michael Jordan, you think about, LeBron James, names, you know, they all got their grand logo. And a lot of people like just drop clothing brands or clothing lines more so they just put something out and say buy it. You building a brand as far as you being an athlete or you being a creator or you being an entertainer, that logo is more so a stamp. Just to give people that badge to put on themselves to say, I can be like this. It's coming out soon, it's dropping soon. You know, a couple of my guys, we already got the gear, so y'all will be seeing it soon.
Okay, well, thank you so much for touring this property with me.
Thank you.
And let me know what you think later on.
Okay, bet.
All right, thank you. Under the radiant Memphis skyline, the Real Tea About Realty, a real estate tea party, stands as a beacon of hope and transformation. Born out of a deep desire to save lives and make a difference, this event unites community leaders and everyday heroes for a common cause. Tonight, we celebrate the incredible work of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, a place where groundbreaking research meets compassionate care. Every dollar raised here tonight directly fights childhood cancer and ensures that families never face a single bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food. This unforgettable evening is a powerful reminder that hope, when shared, can spark life-saving change. Each moment we celebrate tonight reinforces the promise that no child should ever fight cancer alone.
I want to give a shout out to Mitanní for such an amazing event. So many people from diverse backgrounds coming together, sharing and networking. And so this is exactly what Memphis needs. She's an amazing asset to our community. And I'm so glad to be here to support as mayor of the city of Memphis. Thank you all.
I'm Mitanní Spruill-LeSueur, owner of the Spruill Agency and TV personality for ADTV right here on Selling Memphis. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.
Welcome to Nashville, Tennessee, the it city of the South. Today, I'll be sitting down with award-winning visual effects mastermind, Greg Strauss. We'll dive into his legendary career and why he made Nashville his home. Then I'll take you on a tour of a luxury 2-bedroom condo on the 32nd floor of the internationally acclaimed Four Seasons. For American Dream TV, I'm your host, Rebecca Norris DiNapoli. Greg, here we are at one of your favorite places, the Four Seasons Hotel. So what first drew you to this world of movie magic?
So my brother and I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, and when we saw Terminator 2, that was sort of a life-changing event for us. We were watching that movie, we decided making the visual effects like the T-1000, the liquid mercury guy coming out of the fire. We just said that was it. That's what we want to do for a living. In 1995, I moved from the suburbs of Chicago to Los Angeles, and within a couple weeks was working on a feature film. Quickly after that, got into doing effects on shows like The X-Files, movies like Volcano, then the X-Files movies, and Titanic followed shortly after that.
Tell me a little bit about the before and afters in the movie industry, where you have taken somebody that's young and making them old, and maybe taking somebody old and making them young. Can you kind of elaborate a little bit about that?
Yeah, we got in very early on in doing what we call digital age reduction. We worked on movies like X-Men 3 in the opening scene. We had to make Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen 30 years younger. That led to us working on Benjamin Button, where we made Brad Pitt 30 years younger in a very dramatic scene in that film. And more recently, we've created a technology company called Foy, and we're using that technology to employ automation and assisting us doing the digital age reduction and much faster and cheaper than we have over the last 20 years.
So what made you decide to leave California and move to Nashville?
Yeah, I think we were seduced by the country charm of Central Tennessee. Nashville also is an entertainment city. It's all the major agencies are there. There's a thriving entertainment scene. The country lifestyle was very appealing, so we couldn't say no to it.
So before we wrap up, golly, you just worked on Wicked, which is amazing, but my kids think you're a major rock star because you worked on Stranger Things, which is what, basically their favorite. So tell me a little bit about how you brought that story to life just through the visual effects.
Yeah, so the season of Stranger Things that we worked on, we created the Shadow Man character. So there's a big tornado. Inside the tornado, you see subtle hints and flashes of the Shadow Man when the lightning goes off. We also create a lot of Demogorgons throughout the season. So probably hundreds and hundreds of Demogorgons running around, chasing people and fighting with some of the characters. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, that is so amazing, Greg. It has been so incredible hearing about your journey in the film industry and your move to Nashville. So thank you for being here and sharing your story.
Great, thank you for having me today.
Here we are on the 32nd floor in the Four Seasons in a beautiful luxury residence currently on the market. From the moment you walk in, you're greeted by a beautiful open concept design with a gourmet kitchen, floor-to-ceiling windows that flood the space with natural light, and a private balcony that showcases the stunning skyline of Nashville. Living at the Four Seasons isn't just about having a beautiful home, it's about experiencing luxury at its finest, with unparalleled service and amenities right at your fingertips. Thank you for allowing me to showcase the people, places, and properties that make Music City truly extraordinary. For American Dream TV, I'm Rebecca Norris DiNapoli. See you next time.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the American Dream TV. We created this show to combat negative media, to show that the American Dream is alive and well by showing you real stories in real neighborhoods. Thank you so much for watching the show, and cheers to your American Dream.
Hello, everyone. My name is Labrita Morrow. I am the co-chair for Zeta Delta Iota Phi Lambda Sorority Incorporated. April is Business Month, and today I have with me Miss Mitanní Spruill-LeSueur. Mitanní is a real estate broker, TV host on Selling Memphis, ADT TV, author, owner of the Spruill Agency. Thank you for joining us today, Miss Mitanní.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So I do have a few questions for you, just to get to know about you and what you do in your industry. So starting off, I want to know, how did you become a national TV host for ADTV?
Well, the way that it happened, they found me, and out of thousands and thousands of realtors, they chose me to communicate about the possibility of me being their national TV host for the Selling Memphis segment. Yeah, very exciting. So after a little bit of back and forth, I decided to go ahead and make it official. And we actually filmed our second episode that's going to air next month on the Travel Channel.
Nice. Well, I can say TV does fit you. It's your
Oh,
personality.
thank you.
So also, I had the privilege of attending your first Tea Party event, the Real
Yes.
Tea Party.
Yes.
About realty.
Yes.
What does this event look like today?
Well, it has really transcended everything that I thought it would be and more. So now we still partner with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, raising money for kids with cancer, helping them to fight cancer. And now we had Mayor Paul Young come out at our last tea party. We had a lot of fun. It was really, really nice. We had tea, we had tea bites, tea cakes, we had some industry professionals come out and speak at the event. We had some really great sponsors at the event. And we just had a really great time raising money for St. Jude.
Awesome work. So tell me about your foundation, Community Living and Wellness Centers of America, Incorporated.
Yes, so the Tea Party also helps to benefit my nonprofit, which partners with St. Jude, and my nonprofit, of course, Community Living and Wellness Centers of America. How that foundation started, I was volunteering at a local school in Memphis, and a child there, he was no more than maybe 9 years old. I was reading to him. It was like a Christmas program where you read books to the kids. And we were getting to know each other. And after we got to know each other a little bit, he opened up to me about his home life. And I said, do you have friends in your neighborhood? And he said, I do have friends in my neighborhood, but I don't really go outside to play with them as much. I said, okay. And we continued to build a rapport with each other. And then he went on to say, but when I get home, I'm so afraid. And I was trying not to look shocked. So I said, oh, afraid about what? And he said, well, every time I come home, I'm afraid that the roof is going to fall in. And I said, the roof fall in? He said, yeah. He said, it creaks at night. And he said, it's fallen in many times. He fell on his grandmother holding a baby. He's afraid that it's going to fall in on him while he's in the bed. But to fast forward, when I heard that story, my heart sank. The next day, I called the school principal. I said, hey, I told her the story. I told her everything that happened. I said, can you reach out to the little boy's mother and let her know that my construction company, free of charge, will come and give her a brand new roof? And the principal said, thank you so much for offering. She reached out to the mom. The mom rejected the offer.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes, parents, especially in low-income areas, sometimes they feel like if any outsiders believe that they can't take care of their children, then Department of Children Welfare Services will come and take their children away. Of course, that would not have been the case with that. And so I decided that I still want to help families, and I need to create a nonprofit and give that type of help for people that actually want to accept the help. So that's how the nonprofit came to be. And so we help low-income families with basic necessities. There was a story where a lady was on the news and she lost everything in a house fire. And she was having to take her disabled son to the local washer to laundromat is what they call them, to wash clothes and things of that sort. But he was in a wheelchair. He had a lot of things that had to get packed up, medical things. And he would be there all day uncomfortable. And so the secretary of our nonprofit reached out to me and said, hey, here's a story. Can we help? I said, sure. So we gave her a washer and dryer. She was so happy because now she doesn't have to get her disabled son up out of bed into a wheelchair, being uncomfortable all day in a hot laundromat. And that just gave them some peace of mind.
Wow, that's amazing with your foundation and all the things that you do for the community.
Thank you.
Awesome work. So tell me about your home life and what you do for fun.
What I do for fun? So I love journaling. I love being out in nature. I love relaxing with my family. We live in Eads, and with my husband and our 7 and 9-year-old, and just hanging out with family, taking trips, hanging out on the beach. And that's kind of what I do for fun. A lot of my fun things outside of family would just be nature, reading, journaling. Yep. I know it sounds boring, but it's exciting for me.
Yes, it's relaxation.
Yes.
And keeping your mind going.
Oh, and spa days. I love a good spa day, and I love good restaurants.
Awesome. We do love our restaurants.
Yes.
So I read that your show, Selling Memphis, will air on the Travel Channel next month. How are your company realtors handling this exciting news?
They love it. I mean, it's just adding, more gas to the fire that's already burning there. So they're ready. They're ready for all the new business that's going to come their way. All the new business that's just coming to the company as a whole.
That's lovely. Awesome. So tell me, what should we expect in the future from the Spruill Agency, your real estate brokerage?
Well, what else can we do? We're doing a lot for the community. I mean, I love the giving back that we do each year when we partner with St. Jude. Of course, that's going to continue. As far as sales, I mean, we're going to keep rising higher and higher each year in sales volume. We are still looking for new realtors, ones that are serious about, helping the community, not all about the money. Of course, that's a big aspect of it, but first and foremost, helping our clients get to the next level, whatever that may be, whether they're buying or selling, investing. We want to be there and their go-to person for that.
Nice. I love it. So tell me, why did you decide to become a business owner?
That's a good question. So I first got in business when I was 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I talked about this story in my book, The Art of Creating Wealth in Real Estate. Get it on Amazon or the website.
Please do. Please do.
But in the book, I talked about how I watched my mother run a home-based business, a bakery from her kitchen. And she catered to different restaurants downtown. And as a 10, 11-year-old, I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. My mom was the first entrepreneur that I ever met. And I saw her in her office that doubled as her bedroom, and she framed her first dollar that she made, and she put it on the wall. She said, Mitanní, this is the first dollar I made from the business. And the name of the business back then was Pudding and Pies. And I looked at that. I didn't really quite understand business, but I saw my mother working hard, and I saw that dollar. I said, wow, I'm going to frame a dollar one day, And so the following year, I started running a home-based business without my mother's permission, of course. So I would take the food that she would get from the government, My mother didn't have any money, She was running the business to pay bills and keep our lights on, although they still get turned off from time to time. But I was selling the food, and I would sell combo meals. So I would sell like a hot dog, some fries or chips, and a drink. And that's what I was doing to make money for the summer for my sister and I to, have some extra money. And I really made a lot of money that summer. And I said, wow, that's how business works. So that's what sparked the flame that was already in me.
Nice. I love it. How would you describe your business products or genre?
So the Spruill Agency, we are in the luxury market, but of course we have realtors that help with investors on the lower end of the scale. We also have realtors that help with first-time home buyers. And we, of course, have realtors that help in the luxury market. That's our brand. That's what we're really known for. But we don't turn down anybody, The Spruill Agency will sell water to a well. So, so we have a department for any investor, any buyer, any seller at any point in their process and entering the real estate market.
Nice. So, I heard that you will be at the Big Golf Classic event today.
Yes.
At Spring Creek Ranch Country Club with the Agape Foundation?
Yes.
So, are you a great golfer?
No, I'm not. And I'm very vocal about that.
Okay.
And that's okay. We're raising money for the kids. Agape's raising money for the kids. And so I was invited to come out and be a sponsor. And we're going to have a lot of fun there today.
Nice.
I'm excited about that.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to attend today. But I do want to say thank you for joining us today. Do you have any questions, or where can they find you? Your business, your website, if you want to.
We are online, www.thespruillagency.com. We're also on Instagram, Facebook. We're not hard to find. You can Google my name, and I'm everywhere.
Awesome. And I do want to iterate that. Please go to Amazon and get her book as well.
The Art of Creating Wealth in Real Estate.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today, Mitanní, learning more about you and your company as well. So it is Business Month, and we say thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
Yay, thank you.
All right, here we go.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, let's tee it up.
Okay.
Oh, good job.
That was fun.
Yeah, good job.
So tell me, how would people get involved with Agape?
So they can go on, agapemeanslove.org. That's where you can find information about Agape, all of our programs, everything, and even today's golf tournament, just the impacts that we've been doing in the city of Memphis and beyond.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out.
Have a good day of
All
golf.
right. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm Mitanní Spruill-LeSueur, national TV host for ADTV. Thank you for joining me today as we came to the Golf Classic, raising money for the kids in Memphis. Thank you for joining me right here on Selling Memphis. See you next time. You liked it? Okay. Today we are at Agape Child and Family Services, founded by Jerry and Carol Lee, who had a vision for Memphis, right here on Director's Row. We're only about 5 minutes away from Elvis Presley's home. How cool is that? Today we're going to tour this beautiful facility and learn what Agape, whose name means unconditional love, means right here in the heart of Memphis. Come with me and let's tour it together. Woo!
Hey, Mitanní, welcome to Agape.
Hi, Stephen. Nice to see you again. I'm so excited to be here. Oh, cool. Maya Angelou.
Yeah, so Agape brought Maya Angelou to Memphis for the first time. So we had this event. It's called Heartlight. So you'll see her. She was the keynote speaker for Heartlight. And Heartlight was our annual fundraiser.
So Cicely Tyson, why was she here in Memphis?
So she was here for Heartlight. So Heartlight was an event that brought a lot of just influential people in the city. And this was her last public appearance.
What do you want the world to know about Agape?
So we provide services, shelter, food, clothing, everything, because when they leave everything. So this one client came to us from a domestic violence situation, and she was getting ready for a job interview. And our caseworker, our social worker that's helping her out was preparing her for this job, and she said, "Hey, I don't have shoes." And our caseworker said, "Hey, why don't you take mine?" And she got the job.
And she got the job. Wow.
And now this person has hope restored. And that is success. That is what we want from everyone that receives services from Agape.
We are here at the Agape Golf Classic, raising money for the kids here in Memphis, Tennessee. We're going to have an amazing time today at Spring Creek Ranch Golf Club. Come with me and let me show you all the amazing things we're going to do here today. Hi, nice to see you again, Elizabeth.
Welcome to Spring Creek.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting me for this beautiful tour of your facility.
Yeah, so this is our legacy wall. Like I said, some really great history at the club. We actually started as a bull ranch, and it was established in 1970s. All of our tees are named after Dr. Meyer's prize-winning bulls.
Is this Dr. Meyer?
This is Dr. Meyer. So I was able to find this as a cover of a magazine from when Dr. Meyer and Jack Nicklaus met.
Okay, now I am not a golf fanatic, so you have to give me a little bit of history about Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicklaus is very well known. You know, they decided to establish this club and change the ranch into his signature golf course. So you won't see any power lines here over the course. It really was meant to keep the natural beauty of the land. And so when you are out playing around a golf or enjoying a glass of wine on the patio, that it really does have that sense of nature and relaxation. We do about 30 golf tournaments a year that are for charity, and we really take pride in having those connections with the community. So very excited to have Agape here today. I know they'll have a wonderful day. The sun is shining. It's going to be a fantastic afternoon for some good golf.
So I am so excited to be here at the Agape Golf Classic, raising money for the kids of Memphis. How did you come up with this idea?
So it was a group of guys years ago, so this is our 38th year. They came up with the idea to, hey, we love playing golf, let's raise money to support Agape, and we've been going strong for 38 years. All right, let's tee it up. You ready? Gonna take another one?
Yeah, I'm gonna take another one.
All right. Oh, there you go.
I'm Mitanní Spruill-LeSueur, national TV host for ADTV. Thank you for joining me today as we came to the Golf Classic, raising money for the kids in Memphis. Thank you for joining me right here on Selling Memphis. See you next time.
It's Shamar Willis with Progressive Realty here at the Vision Board Party. Manifest it, make it happen, dream big. Thank you, Ms. Mitanní.
Thoughts become things, right? if you think about it, a lot of the things that you put most of your thought to have manifested, whether good or bad. You know, whatever you put your mind to, you can do, right?
This was so amazing. It was just so great to put all of our, our thoughts on a board and manifest it. This was a great way to connect and network. Thank you so much, Mitanní Spruill Agency. This was amazing. Thank you.
Got invited to Mitanní's vision board party. I'm excited to be here. I made my vision board here to manifest this year. But this event really helped me get a grapple of what I am achieving this year.
Hey, we're here at Pinnacle. I want to thank Mitanní for inviting me to the Spruill Agency's vision board party. We had a great time. She provided us with a whole bunch of supplies. Everybody got to put down on their boards what they want to manifest for 2024. And I just want to thank her for inviting me. We had a great time.
Hi, I'm Kimberly. I'm out here at the vision board party. We're having a blast. Thanks for the invite, Mitanní.
I really enjoyed the experience of the vision board. It's always good to be able to just sit and reflect on what you want to do in the future.
Thank you, Mitanní, for the invite. Thank you for always looking out for me. Thank you for just giving me this vision that I need so I can prosper in the real estate business. I want to say thank you.
Thank you, Mitanní, for inviting me to your vision board party. This was very nice. It was everything I ever thought of. Putting your vision down on paper and watching it unfold, that is the magical plan to do. This was very thoughtful, and this was the way how to make your dream success. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him we're just having a casual conversation. So, are you all ready to get started? Are we doing this?
Yeah.
Just like okay. So tell me about how did you get started in the UFC? I'm just so fascinated with that. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a boxer, but my mom said girls don't box, so I had to kind of sit out on the sidelines. And so tell me, how did you get started? Where did this all come from?
To be honest, like the UFC is a greater dream on top of the very unbelievable dream I had just to simply fight. And at first it was boxing. It was like I wanted to box, seen Creed, and then motivate me a little bit.
Right.
But once I started training, I started off like throwing punches. Then I had an MMA coach. He seen how athletic I was, of course, from playing other sports. He said, man, let's throw kicks. So one day we started throwing kicks. Then the next day we started wrestling. And one day we started grappling. And that what became MMA. You know what I'm saying? So at first I started trying to mix martial arts, which is what UFC is, but UFC is like the corporation. It's like NBA. So it was like, but the UFC, becoming a UFC fighter was never really the dream. So I started just training,
Yeah, you just moved with it.
Yeah, just moved with it. Then I think it just all kind of fell in place.
Wow, okay, I love that. So what advice would you give the young Danny, kind of roaming around the Memphis streets, hanging out with friends, compared to today? What advice?
Man, if I keep doing what you're doing. Because I feel like if I couldn't change nothing. If I changed something, I wouldn't know what I know. I wouldn't have that. I could say that character that made this sport so effective for me once I got to the highest level. So I think that dog came from, South Memphis, man, Westwood area. So I wouldn't change nothing. I just say keep going, keep your head up. Because I think I had a lot of down times, a lot of times to where I got discouraged. So I will just say, stay encouraged and just stay focused. So yeah, that's the only advice I give myself. But I feel like, man, other than what I would change about anything I did, I wouldn't give any advice to change it. 'Cause I feel like everything really worked out well.
Right, everything worked out the way it was supposed to. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything about my life. I mean, it was a little rough upbringing, but I wouldn't change anything because I'm happy with where I am today.
Yeah, and like I said, now we're here looking at big, nice cribs and nice houses.
Yes, over 6,000 square feet, by the way.
Yeah, come on now, it's like being from Westwood, coming from Section 8, it's a different game,
Right. And so let me ask you this. I just got thrown off.
Nah, we just started at Section 8. Man, this ain't Section 8 no more.
No, this is not Section 8. Long way from Section 8. Long way from welfare as well. Yeah,
for sure. Not speaking like I said, but that's like I think those.
I mean, that's how I grew up, so I'm just saying,
it makes you appreciate these things more, you know what I'm saying? So to all the Section 8 babies, man, we're
representing.
Yeah, we represent for sure.
Right. So I heard that you're starting a clothing line. So tell me a little bit about that. How did you come up with that vision, and where is it going?
I mean, when you think about Michael Jordan, you think about LeBron James. They all got their grand logo, and a lot of people like just drop clothing brands or clothing lines more so they just put something out and say buy it. But when you're building a brand, as far as you being an athlete or you being a creator or you being an entertainer, you putting that stamp or that logo is more so a stamp, So we more so have a brand as a stamp that we're basically putting out there to kind of, it's like Michael Jordan, like a fight. And I'm trying to be the Michael Jordan of
UFC, right? 9-0,
yeah,
right?
So just to give people that that badge to put on themselves to say I can be like this, you know what I'm saying? And they'll be something other than basketball, something other than football. So I feel like so
I can be like Danny Barlow.
Yeah, so we just trying to give everybody that that feel that they can do it too. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from similar backgrounds as the kids and as people that's motivated to do the sport. So so it's coming out soon, it's dropping soon. A couple of my guys, we already got the gear, so y'all will be seeing it soon.
Okay, so do I get some gear?
I got you.
Okay.
If you like hoodies and T-shirts,
I mean, I go to the gym.
Okay.
And,
for sure at the gym. Yeah. Then you'll be a nice
I'll
billboard.
represent.
Yeah, I need all the ladies in yoga class in the left-handed guy gear for sure.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much for touring this property with me, and let me know what you think later on.
Okay, bet.
All right, thank you.
Want to retake?